every one of us has this unhealed inner child. And this is why know how to show up to our own inner child is very important. It's the important role for every human being. It's all worth it that I know how to heal my own inner child. Yes, so that little that I'm referring to is the one that inside of us, waiting for someone to make her feel loved, seen, respect, understand, support, value, celebrate. We do not know how to love. We do not know how to love others fully if we do not know how to love ourselves fully as well. This is why I said knowing yourself is the beginning of all the wisdom. It's all wounds, and it's not just that. The worst thing is that the generational one. Why does I say generation? So if your parents are carrying all this wound from their grandma or whatever it is, and your parent didn't know how to show up as a great parents to her own inner child, will pass on to you, and you will pass on to your kids. So this is why it's very important that we have to show up for our own inner child, because if we don't break free, if we don't heal our inner child, that inner child will pass on to our kids, because the way we raise our kids is the same way as we carrying all those baggage and pain. So the first step is usually awareness. So step number 2, breaking the cycle of trauma. If you are a seeker, you're looking for freedom, joy, fulfillment, and living your life with unconditional love, this episode is for you. So pan to another house. It's my friend, high school friends. Growing up, she have a habit of, very bad with money. She's always borrow people's money just for her necessities. It's not sometimes every few months, sometimes every month, but she get into a habit of managing her own financial, and this is like I know her since young until she become a parent. And then one day, after I become a therapist coach and stuff like that, this is sometime 2 years ago, she came to me that her daughter want to borrow some money to get for a house deposit. So I told her that, I love her, and I know she's probably not happy to hear this, but she understands my good intention. So I told her that, did you notice the patterns of, because we were so close, so I know her family really well, and I pointed out that, your mom have this habit of borrowing people's money and pass it to you, and even your grandfather also have that same habit. And so the father passed it to her mom passed it to her, and now she passed it to her daughter. See, this is why they say monkey see, monkey do, a role model. As much as you don't want it, but because you see it all the time, it's imprint in your memory, it's imprints in your blood. So when I point this out to her, she's an amazing mother. She loves her kids so dearly, and to become a good mother, and she loved her daughter. She didn't want her daughter to repeat the same pattern. Now that she see it, since then on, she changed her life just by this one. So coming back to step number 2 is breaking the trauma cycle, and that is I usually ask the questions to my clients. Which one of your parents, either the mom or the father or the caregiver, that you need more validation from? Because these questions reveal whoever that you need the more validation from, more likely they carry more emotional wounds and they pass it on to you. So to understand this, we can go back and learn the history, not to blame. I have no doubt that every parent loves their kid dearly. And the reason they pass on those wounds, if they know they would do anything to not passing those wounds, but they didn't know. And that's why they're unaware of passing those wounds. So this is why you need to do the inner work, because if you love your kids, you don't want to pass all these generational traumas or patterns to your kids. So we need to heal ourselves first, so we can role model a different, like the saying, heal people, heal the world, so, and that's the generation, that's the culture. So we all just have to do our part. Think about it. When we taking care of ourselves first, it's not selfish. We growing up, we think that taking care of yourself first is selfish. It's not. Think about it. If you can't look after yourself, you go around and hurt other people unconsciously. Just like, people that have depressions, people that, terrorists, all this stuff, because they're going through they're unaware of their hurt, their pain, and they release it on the public people. And this is why coming back to heal yourself is a primary role and a non-negotiable for every human being. Because when we heal ourselves, we're gonna heal everyone around us as well. Reason being is because we are all interconnected. We're co-creating with a lot of people every moment. Unless you live in the jungle by yourself, but even though you live in the jungle, you will still associate with the plants, associate with animals and stuff as well. So this is why coming back to healing our own inner child is a primary role for us human beings. I will teach you how to do that. But first of all, we need to apply these 3 steps, which is the first one I teach you about the awareness. If you want me to break down a little bit more, I'm happy to let you know. I'm happy to do another episode. But awareness is very important. The ability to notice, to label, oh, this is my inner child. Oh, this is what my inner child needs. That ability to notice and recognize things, we can start changing. And this is why asking another questions of what's your parent or caregiver, whom do you need more validation from the most, will reveal which one of your parents carrying more emotional wounds. And whoever you need the most is look like that person. And if you need from both, then looks like from both of them, and you have to study their histories, And for me in the past, I noticed a lot of patterns from my parents, but I didn't know it has already been passed on to me unaware. So let me share a story. This is my own story. I noticed the first hand. I growing up with my grandmother. So I see how my grandmother controlling my mom, and my mom did that to me. My mom did exactly the same thing. She was struggling, and she also controlled me. And for me, unaware that I pick up all those controlling from my generations that passed on, I did it to my first son. I did it to my first child, Isaac. I start controlling him, fixing him, until one day I noticed something in his eye, the fear and scared of his mother, of expressing himself. I noticed there's something wrong with my parenting style. I knew there's something that I need to do. Until cancer hit, it forced me to face my own inner child, because I can no longer resist it or avoiding it. This is the last chance. I thought I have plenty of time to work on it later. I keep, stuck in whatever's life is, work, everything else. So I didn't prioritize, or I didn't even know how to look at that inner child until cancer hit. That's when I realized that I need to face that inner child. And like I shared earlier, it's the best thing in my life. It's the best gift that I ever give myself. And for me, knowing how to heal myself, I think it's worth it. It's worth it in this life that I'm not go around and hurting people. I'm not saying that I am completely healed, but I am a lot better. And healing your inner child is a lifetime progression. It's like a forever student, a forever parent to that inner child. But the good thing is, the often you become conscious, the faster you snap out of. You can talk to that inner child a lot faster. You can calm that little inner child a lot faster. So I still get it, but I catch myself a lot faster, and I get to process the story again, reframe it again a lot faster, and I will share the story with you soon. So as I noticed my son, he was so scared to express himself around me. He's becomes somewhat so scared, and what's break my heart, this is my son told me after I healed the relationship with him. Coming from someone that he was so scared of expressing himself with me, and now he's expressing himself with me all the time. And as I asked him, why were you scared or to express yourself or too shy to speak to others before? And he said, I feel that my mom didn't like me. So if my mom doesn't like me, who else would like me? This is break my heart. This is why I want to remind all the parents out there. You think that the way you're doing is the way you're expressing love to your kids, but their kid doesn't feel that way. They didn't receive that way. I learned it from my mom. If you're constantly controlling, fixing, telling you to do this without the skills, you thought that was love, because I didn't know. I thought that was love, the way you constantly criticize and fixing someone. I thought it was love. My son didn't feel that way. So this is why I want the parents to really pay attention to, if you think the way you are doing is expressing love, you need to check with your son. Are they really feeling love? And it comes down to, this is why when I ask people, when people explain something, especially when my clients saying that, in a relationship, I want an intimacy, I have to ask her, what does that mean? Just like I used to ask my husband, how do you feel love from me? For me, feel love, my own version is just chit chat to each other and sharing everything. But his version of love is about respecting him and talk about him highly and stuff like that. So everyone have a different condition. And this is why, don't just assume the way you keep doing is the way it's a love for your kids. You need to talk to your kids. How do you feel love from me? And a lot of kids, I ask so many kids, the way they feel love from their parent is when the parent saying, I'm so proud of you. That make them feel celebrate, listen to them. And they come back to that emotional needs again, every human being. Make them feel love, heard, seen, and understand, value, celebrate, cherish, make them feel significant and support. Let me share a story about me and my kids. So as I shared a story earlier that my son used to be someone really scared of expressing himself around me, and that's when I knew I need to do something with my parenting. And this is why I'm so grateful for cancer, because it changed. Once I changed the relationship with myself, it changed the relationship with my kids. Sometime last year, and he told me very often, Isaac told me that, Mommy, you are very good at changing people's emotions. And to me, I know that's when I realized I has healed the relationship with my son. He told me, Daddy is really good at fixing the toilets and everything else around the house, but you are good at fixing people's emotions. And my daughter, on the other hand, she's like, Mommy, can you give some therapy tips to my year 1 teacher, her class teacher? Because she's always screaming and yelling in class. The student didn't listen to her. It's not healthy, Mommy. Can you help her? And I just smile. And that's when I know that everything is all worth it, all the inner work. And it's not even that hard. It's not even hard. It's the best things. And yeah, so moving to step number 3 is all about cultivating compassion, love, kindness, compassion. It's all being kind to yourself. And as I share in many episodes, everything is coming from within, and this is why I talk about the inner work. I can talk about the parent in the child version in a psychology way, or I can talk about the spiritual way. To me, it's the same concept. It's just a different, whichever people is easier to understand. So the third step is being kind to yourself. I talk about this in many episodes, and what I catch myself is every time that I am not happy with something, it's usually because the way I talk to myself, it was unkind. I judge myself. So let me share you a story of, there's a time when, I think it was just about maybe 4 or 5 months ago, just after school holidays, 2-week school holidays. So for me, I have a chores, like about 8 things for my kids to follow. And as I get better, I change. So it's like our family rules. But I don't just draw it up by myself. So I sit down with them and I said, this is what Mommy want. If you can do this, what do they want to do? And usually they just ask for a family connection time. So I usually have like 8 rules for my kids to follow. First is like the night before they have to prepare their own school uniform. And in the morning they dress up the school uniform by themselves. After they come back from school, they have to take out all their lunchbox and water bottle, like put it in the dishwasher for me to get to clean. And they have to do their own chores, like their own homework, and helping me with the things around the house, such as cleaning after we finish or doing the laundry. And then the other 2 on top is that I got a practicing book on top of their school homework. So one is math and one is English. So my daughter really get into the routine of reading her own, like I just get her to read 1 book daily and doing the practice of 10 questions, like with a timetable or whatever, 10 questions daily, because I really believe in little action every day will have a big impact. And yeah, and then we also do our daily, we do speech, like just to help with a public speaking daily. So every day, part of our own family connection, we play word game. So I would just say any word and you have to talk for 1 minute, and when we improve, we will talk to 2 minutes. So ask for taking turn. So like, if my sons go up and on the stage and talk, Abigail will throw up a topic like teddy bear or, school or something, and we just have to practice talking about the speech. And, we talk about 3 steps, 2 things that we want to talk about. I give him some tips on how to do those, so that way they get familiar of their public speaking and communication together. And they love it. It's fun because the fact that they don't know what topic it is and someone call out on the spot, they love doing it, and it's become a game and a good practice for the public speaking as well. So now coming back from my daughter, this is the first week after we come back from school holiday, and during that 2 weeks we didn't get to do like her normal daily chores because we go holiday with other families. So I just want them to spend time together without having to worry about their normal chores. And when she came back home, this is me cooking in the kitchen, and I saw her, like I know that she usually do her chores like after school. So I asked her, like, Abigail, do you want to go and do your chores in 5 minutes or now? And she's always picked the longest one. She said 5 minutes. So after 5 minutes up, I reminded her again. She didn't seem like she want to go, but she know that she have to do it. So after she go and she do it for like 5 minutes, this is me cooking in the kitchen, and she's in the study room, and she was like screaming out like, Mommy, I don't want to do all these extra homeworks anymore. I just want to do the homework from school, and that is it. Like, I don't like studying, and it's not fun, you know. Like, when I heard her said that I don't like studying, I noticed something unpleasant I noticed some unpleasant feeling in my body, something. And I knew I take things personal. And because I realized that I have a good awareness to catch that. So I was like, what did I just tell myself? What did I just tell myself about this story that I just heard that makes me not happy about it? So after I pause and reflect, I was remind me of the old memory, you know. My mom used to tell me that, because I growing up doing the homework, I didn't like it as well because the way my parents teach me. My parents used to say that, you know, you're gonna be fail in life if you don't like study, and it's come back to me, you know, because when I questions like, oh, my daughter's gonna fail in life, and then when I question like, where do I get this belief from? And then I come back, I used to heard it from my parents when I was young. And then at that time, you know, when I know that she's gonna fail in life, I judge myself that I'm a bad mother, you know. I'm such a failed mother that I could not make my kids love study. And then I realized when I catch myself doing this, I realized that if I reframe it, I need to go back and change the story, how I process it. Because if I process this way, it doesn't make me happy. The opposite of this story will make me happy. And that is coming for self-compassion, how you've been nice and kind to yourself. So I told myself that I am a great mother, not a failed mother. I am a great mother because I create safe and trust space for my kids to freely expressing themselves. And I love my daughter's attitude. She trusts her gut instinct. She trusts her feeling, and she speak her voice. She speak her voice up. You know, she's not a people pleaser like me when I was at her age. Even though I don't like it, I just suck it in and do it, and it's become like a baggage on me. So I said, I'm actually a great mother, that I actually raise a kids not becoming a people pleaser, but learn to trust their feeling and raising their voice. And I know that kids, they only born with emotions. They come with zero skills. So I learned to translate that when kids say something's not fun or when they're acting out, it's mean that, Mommy, please help me. I'm struggling how to deal with these emotions. The emotion that she don't like doing it that way. You know, she need help how to regulate her emotions. Instead of me in the past, I would have been reactive and take it personal. But after I pause and reflect and reframe the story and see this is a great opportunity for me to teach my kids the new skills. So if she come up with something that she doesn't like, it's not end of the world. It's very normal, and we have to come up with a solution to solve it. And So after I regulate my emotion, after I reframe, I change the feeling straight away. After from a failed mother to a great mother, I feel better straight away. So I have the joys, and I turn off the whatever I'm cooking, go to her in the study room and acknowledge her feeling and said, I totally understand. It's very normal for you to feel this way. Especially you just come back from a 2 weeks holiday and now trying to get back into the routine. And mommy used to not like studying as well. But when mommy become good at it, I start to enjoy it. Just how you enjoy gymnastics now compared to when you first start, right? You didn't really like it before, and now you really enjoy it. So, and I know you are a creative girl, creative girls. So how about you be a leader and you tell mommy, what do you want mommy to help you or do it for you, so that you can work on this work better. Like, how can I help you to make it more fun for you? And she said that you just need to sit next to me doing it, and I just need one hug before I do it and one hug after I finish it. So I did that, because sometimes if I set a task for the kids and they cannot follow, that means the task might be too big for them. So I need to try to make it a little bit smaller. Like, I go in and help a little bit, and like the same when I put my kids, like I want them to, I fold the clothes, and after I finish the clothes, they put away all the clothes into their cupboard. The first time I did it, I just make it easy. I just let them put the shirt first or just the singlet first, and I left whatever I think is easy enough for them to do. And after they get better, make it a bit easier. When it's a bit easier for them, they find it more fun. But if it's become too hard or too much for them, they don't want to do it anymore. So you need to make sure you put enough amount within their responsibility that they can do. And as they get better, they get more familiar, you can put more tasks. So literally it takes her 10 minutes for her to do it, and only for me maybe about 3 times that I have to sit next to her to get back into the routine. And then from then on, she just go back and do it by herself again. So I'm sharing this story. I just want to let you know that, the power of awareness. Number 1, the power of awareness. Number 2, recognizing the patterns, the reactive, that how I used to do it in the past, and why do I get that from the story that I got from my parents in the past. And number 3 is self-compassion. I have to change the story, the way. So this is why it's easy to understand. I want to ask you the question: if you cut yourself every time you trigger or when you're not happy, I want you to go back and ask yourself, what story did I just tell myself that got you to that solutions? And I can guarantee most of the time it's because you've been mean to yourself. The only thing that you're not happy is because you hurt yourself. That inner child, you didn't know how to calm that inner child. So the third questions for self-compassion is, I want you to reflect on what are all the things that you seem to complain again and again. You know that you really like triggering you. And then I also want to go a little bit further, that every time you experience unpleasant experience, like triggering, anger, frustration, what story did you just tell yourself? Because I can almost guarantee you most of the time, because you've been mean to yourself. Why do I say that? You either judge yourself, oh, I'm weak, this is why people look down on me, I have no worth, I no self-value or whatever, and this is why you become unhappy, because of the way you talk to yourself. So self-compassion is all about be that parents, show up as the conscious, the great parents that show love to your inner child, support, respect, value, cherish, making your inner child more significant. And that's how you heal that inner child. Because think about it, when someone constantly fixing you or controlling you, how do you feel compared to the feeling of, I'm so grateful for you, you are amazing, like all your strength. And this is why sometimes some people, if they're not used to talk to themselves nicely, they can't stand people compliment them. Even those people compliments like, oh, I like your project, oh, that's the last minute, and oh, I like your hair, oh, I haven't washed it for a week. It's all this negative self-talk. So if you have the awareness, you will catch this negative self-talk, and that's how you heal. So this is it from me, guys. So I just there's the 3 steps I want to raise with you guys. So the first one is awareness, the power of the awareness. As the saying go, know yourself is the beginning to all the wisdom. We need to notice and pay attention to our body and face that inner child, especially when we're acting out. I love it when I rarely have acting out. Like I said, my stories now, it's all about catching myself before I acting out. So if I feel like something I knew that my inner child is acting out, and I just need to pause, reflect, and ask myself, what does my inner child need from me right now? Does she need some validation from me, assurance, love, kindness? And I can heal it by facing and talking to her and show up as a great parent to that inner child. Think about it. When we grow up as a little kids, all this pain, like a baggage putting on this inner child, and that inner child becomes so strong. And when the great parents show up, start removing all this baggage one by one, that little inner child become free and liberate. And trust me, it's the best things that you could ever give to yourself. The best thing that you can give yourself in this lifetime. It's the joy, the fulfillment, and something that you never experience. And most importantly is that it's come with when you are healed. It comes with a sense of self-worth from within, self-worth that is unshakable. You're no longer, you're so clear of your self-worth. Facing your inner child is the self-discovery to be clear of your self-worth. You know how sometimes someone says something, we fear of failure, we fear of judgment. That's because we are so unclear of our own self-worth. And when we become so clear of it, external validations cannot control you anymore. Just like a true diamond. Even though it's in the mud, if it's in the soil, in the dirt, it doesn't change its value. Just like people come and tell you, Lena, 2 + 2 is 5, and it's 4, for sure. You will know how to respond in a confident and calm way. And this is why don't focus on trying to control others. Come back. The best person that you need to battle, to heal is your own inner child. If you want to try to control the world, try to control your inner child first. If you can calm and control your own inner child, you will be a great leader, you will be a great parent, you'll be a great human being to our humanity. You will be one of those heal people and heal the world. But if we are not healing our own inner child, we choose to solve problems with anger, punishments, frustrations, anxiety, acting out, then you will be spreading all this hurt. Think about it. When you're not in a good mood, people next to you will get hurt from you as well. And makes sense. Like the kids can sense my energy before. Even though I feel like I don't say I carry all this energy, they can sense that. They can sense all this negative energy. So this is why when you heal your inner child, you change, you shift that energy. from negative to creative. It's how powerful it is, the ability to change your own emotional state. And that just to show up like a great parent, show up to the little kids acting out. So coming back to the 3 steps that I wanted to share is, the first one is, the awareness, the ability to recognize all these questions. And you can do getting a coach, therapy, that's the quickest one, but you can always ask yourself questions, writing journal, recording, a voice recording, meditation. My favorite one is meditation. But after I do all the meditation, now how I look at the world has become my mirror. It's always everything. My relationship with the external world is revealing what do I need to work on. Every time I experience something, I always come back and ask myself, what does this incident teach about me? I still have attachment on this. I'm still trying to control this, So by asking all these questions, and this is why a lot of, CEOs, if they don't like someone, they go and spend time with that person, because that person will reveal something about themselves that they are unconsciously aware. And this is why moving to the next questions is breaking the cycle. When you bring all this unconscious to awareness, to conscious, you can break free from it. All this pattern. And this is why when someone, or I usually feel like I don't really like this personality, I go and spend time, because I want to know about myself. This person is revealing something that I'm still judging about this person. That's mean if I behave like this, I still judge myself, and that's mean I'm not freeing myself. So every relationship around me is revealing something about myself that I was unaware of. And that's how I do my own inner work and reflections. What does this person, what does this incident teach me about myself? What did I learn about myself? So number 2 is breaking the cycle. This is why, and it's easy to break the cycle the hard part is to bring it to awareness, and the second part is breaking the cycle. Is all about reframing. If you process that way, it doesn't make you happy. The opposite of that story will make you happy. And this is why I love the quote, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. That's it. So, and number 3 is self-compassion. Like I said, it's the best things. This is remind me of the Buddha's quote, if you truly love yourself, you could not hurt other. It's how you're being kind to yourself. The way you talk to yourself, the way you treat yourself, the way, especially self-talk, how sometimes consciously you're aware this is how you talk, but until something trigger, it will reveal you, I still judging myself. Like I share about my kids. When the incident between me and Abigail, I still judging that I'm a bad mom. That's why I was not happy. But it's just that I happened to catch myself a lot faster, because I pay attention to my emotions. So if I don't feel pleasant about something, I usually question myself, what did I just process that information? And that's revealed myself of my pattern, the cycle that I need to break. And this is why, I really, really enjoy deep reflections. Just take a moment, pause in that stillness. There's so much wisdom in the here and now. And a lot of us will think that we are usually in the here and now. Not really, because most of the time we either plan something, think about something, or replaying our past emotions from the past. We don't really stay in the stillness, the silence behind the thought and emotions. the observer of your thought and emotions. And this is why I love meditation, because you become that observer. You get to see everything, and just like the experiment, you either be the subject or the object matter. I find a lot of people get stuck in the objects, but when you become the subject matter and observe all the change of the objects, you have more control of the objects. So coming to wrapping up my this topic, I would like to invite you to do a 2 minutes exercise with me. I hope I find this helpful to my clients. This is a short version. Obviously, there is a better, but I just want to give you a taste. And yeah, so if you want to go through this exercise with me, I would like you to have a deep breath. Like maybe breathe in and breathe out 3 times. And when you are ready, I would like you to lift your right hand. Maybe you can lift your left hand if you want to, or both hands if you want to, and place it onto your heart, wherever you feel comfortable on your body. Just place it onto your heart and close your eye if you want to, whichever makes you feel comfortable and relaxed. And then I want you to talk to your own inner child. I would like you to face your own inner child today. And imagine you are talking to that inner child, maybe any age between 3 to 10 years old. Picture the inner child version of you. That adorable face, that innocent. And I want you to imagine that inner child have a lot of baggage, so heavy on their shoulders. And I want you to imagine that you're holding hand of that inner child and facing that inner child. And then I want you to tell this to that inner child. You can speak loudly in your bedroom or wherever you are, or you can silently repeat in your head or in your heart. And tell that inner child that I am so sorry that I didn't know how to be with you before. I am so sorry that I didn't know how to face you before. I am so sorry that I has been avoiding you before. But from now on, I have decided and chose to upgrade you into my heart and my life, and you will always be with me. I will listen to you, hear you, see you, understand you, connect with you, celebrate you, value you, support you, and cherish you every moment. I will always be a conscious and great parent to you. Will always be there for you. And thank you for showing up in my life to show me how to be a better human being, how to be a great parent to you. And most importantly, you teach me how to love myself unconditionally. Thank you. I'm so grateful for you, and I love you. I would like you to sink in this moment for a little bit. And coming from this place in this moment, whenever you're ready, open your eye with a smile and tell me, how's your little inner child doing today? Thank you. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe to the Wisdom Inside Out. Stay tuned. Please follow me on this social media platform.